This is my Russian Dragunov Tigr, chambered for 7.62 by 54R and manufactured by Izhmash in Russia. This particular Tigr is fitted with a full-length 620mm barrel. Most Tigers come with a carbine length 530mm barrel. The military designation for this rifle is the Dragunov SVD, and the civilian version is called the Dragunov Tigr. The only difference between this Tigr and the SVD is that the SVD comes with a muzzle flash hider and also has an adjustable gas system. So basically, where a soldier has been unable to clean their rifle for a while, it can get clogged up and fail to reset the bolt. So basically, they've got the option of opening up the gas system to let more back pressure through to keep the semi-automatic action working. Apparently also the SVD has iron sight markings up to 1200 meters. Here on the Tigr you can see they go up to 300 meters. The SVD has a 10 round magazine, the Tigr a 5 round, but the Tigr will accept a 10 round magazine exactly the same as an SVD. You may notice I've got a piece of tape here on the receiver cover. The reason that's there is because when the Tigr ejects the cartridges, they tend to hit that particular point, and I've got the tape there to just protect the black finish from wearing off. The scope that I've got fitted here on my Tigr is an 8x magnification scope. It's called the PSO 8x42D. The semi-automatic action in the Dragunov is quite simple. With the hammer uncocked and the safety in the on position, the hammer cannot be cocked, and the bolt will only move rearward a short distance. With the safety off, the hammer can be cocked. If the safety is returned back to the on position, the bolt still cannot move rearward sufficiently to chamber around, because as you see it comes up against the safety. Once the safety is off, it frees up the trigger and allows the bolt to be moved back fully rearward, where the spring in the receiver cover pushes it forward. The bolt flies forward and picks a bullet out of the magazine and chambers it. Once the trigger is pulled, the hammer hits the firing pin, which hits the back of the bullet, the primer. The bullet flies down the barrel. Once it gets past this point, pressure from the gases fill the gas tube here, and I'll just use this for grip. The piston pushes back the push rod, which pushes back the bolt carrier, and that's as far as it goes back, but the speed of the push is sufficient that it flings the bolt rearward, extracting the cartridge from the first bullet. The receiver spring, cover spring, pushes the bolt back and chambers another round, and the process can begin again. You can see with the gas system there are these holes in the gas tube. What happens is once the piston moves back far enough, the excess pressure is released through those holes. Once the last bullet has cleared the magazine, it pushes up a rod and it stops the bolt from closing again, so you've shot your last round. Within AK-47, the bolt carrier and gas assembly are a single piece of metal, so they're all attached and you've got a greater mass flying rearward, and that whole assembly flies rearward the full length of the bolt carrier's travel. With this gas system, the pushrod only flies back a very short distance, and therefore you get reduced recoil. The Dragunov has a chrome lined chamber and bore. You can see the shiny reflective surface. If I shine a torch down the barrel, you can see the rifling and the chrome lined barrel. One unique feature about this weapon, and quite handy, is that you can adjust the cheek rest out of the way to use the iron sights without having to remove the scope, and that's very handy in hunting situations such as 50 meters or where the scope really isn't that practical.